let me tell you something, and I'll keep it short and sweet. I've been putting out blogs for a while now saying these battle rappers need to stop bitching and moaning about stuff and use their name for their own purpose. Take your own fucking name, take your own fucking money, put together a little event, put together a little battle, whatever it is, and find a way to capitalize off that shit. You don't want somebody else making money off you? Make the money yourself. Or do what URL has talked about multiple times. A few years ago was when they first talked about it, when they was having an issue with Hitman. And what they said was, and it's the real, how about you take less money up front and take more money on the back end, or take no money up front and take money on the back end if you really think it's like that.
Okay, Jay.
I see a lot of you fans out here pushing battle. Oh, do this, do this. Let me tell you something. John and Hollow should have never been on URL. John and Hollow should have never been on URL.
Would you want them on Barcode?
No. I want them to take their own shit in their own fucking hands. Do that shit yourself. Make an event yourself.
Right. I mean, that's
do a small room event. If it's too much money or too much of a hassle to do a big fucking event, do a small room event and capitalize off the pay-per-view.
Well, that's the next step.
But
it should have been a step, Visual.
But don't you think that
the fucking step
being the main event of the first Summer Madness in England is a big deal?
What?
Being the main event in the first Summer Madness in England is a big deal? In England?
It's awesome. It's awesome. But how long? They wanted this battle to be in Houston and Nome. That didn't happen.
Yeah, and Hollow was saying he wanted to do it in Houston at Barcode to help out them. So and then you got the two. So are we talking about the strike? Is that what we're talking about? The strike?
No. I don't want to go. I do not want to go into the strike.
But isn't that what you just brought up?
I just want it to be real plain and simple. Take your own destiny in your own fucking hands. If you are on these leagues and you are making a name for yourself, if you are a T-Top, if you are any of these sort of guys, a Shotgun Suge, anybody, you could even do that. You could even go to the small league in your fucking, in your state and say, hey guys, I want to do a collaboration with y'all, but I want X amount of the back end or whatever the fuck. If you start up, if you was surfing Hitman, I mean, if you was surfing Shotgun Suge, yeah, UW was the place to do that, of course. I hated that they even battled. But other than that, you would have to go and do that shit on your own. These are two big names. They are hyping the fight amongst themselves. If you have such a problem with the percentage you would get from somebody else, do it yourself. I don't understand this shit. And you know how much easier it is now with the fucking Patreon? Being able to go on YouTube Live? You mean to tell me you can't start up a donation fund? Tell people, man, if we hit this mark, me and this dude over here is gonna battle and it'll be on YouTube Live?
You can't do that on YouTube Live. You can't have that many thousand. Would that work out, Visual? A YouTube Live event? Can you do that?
Sure.
But how do you sell the pay-per-view? What are you talking about?
What I'm saying is you can ask the people beforehand.
Yeah, you just said the donations.
But what's the point of the donations when you know it's going to be on YouTube anyways? People are not, you're going to own. You might as well do a GoFundMe for just give me money. Like if you're buying, if you have to have a way to buy the pay-per-view. You can't just say donate, but it's still going to be there for free.
Listen. It does make sense. It makes sense in this way. It makes sense.
Otherwise, people would be doing it. Like no one does that.
Listen,
no one's done it.
What I'm talking about, because can't you go live in private?
Huh? Private?
Yep.
No.
I don't know.
No, there's no private.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I every time I go live, it asks me public.
Not me. Doesn't ask me that, but I don't know.
You know what?
I don't know, but
wait, because I don't want to get away from what I'm trying to say. It does. We'll go and find that out on our own.
Aren't you limited to one? Like when you're live, how do you set up the cameras and everything like that? Like, isn't that an issue?
Either way, dear me, I don't want to get off the point. What I'm trying to say is there has to be there's too many different ways right now for us to figure out a way to do it.
Not that hard to do. That's the whole point, right? It's not that hard to do.
That's the point.
All right. So
take your fucking name, take the battle of two of you guys who've been going back and forth, building anticipation for a battle. If you already building it like a Tech 9 and fucking gyms, do that shit yourself, man. And there's different ways to cut costs.
Look, there's okay, that's perfect because that leads me into what I was going to bring up anyways. It's related. Disaster recently had an interview. He's doing his own pay-per-view September 28th, I think, against a midget. It's called David versus Goliath. He's actually a really good battler. Apparently, I forget his name. What's his name? Chase something.
Yo, are you serious?
Huh? Yeah, I'm 100% serious, but hear me out before you make fun of it. All right, all right. Because there's a reason behind it, and it actually relates to what you're saying, Jay. So here's the deal. This is why he's doing it. It's on the rooftop in LA. It's on a rooftop in LA. VIP tickets. He's gonna have celebrities there. It's only one battle. It's $10. Just him versus this guy Chase, and he's doing it all himself. He's put up all the money. He's doing the whole pay-per-view. It's going to be on Rap Grid. You can go buy it right now on Rap Grid. The point of him doing it is, and this is what he explained in the interview, is he wants to get a base to find out what his hardcore fan base is that will literally buy anything. So he knows that this is the lowest I can get. You know what I mean? Whoever buys his pay-per-view, they're buying this. It's only one battle. They're only buying it for him. So when he could use that number when he goes and to negotiate with other leagues. And what they're actually doing is he actually brought this up. He's in conversations with Smack to do a California versus New Jersey card in California with the whole left sock connection. So and then they're gonna work out some kind of partnership there. So he wants to start having more full control of what he's doing. He's putting his money where his mouth is. He wants to get that base. So in the future he can decide. You know, he can take it to investors. He can take it to other people. He's been doing. But my point of bringing that up is shout out to him. I bought it. I already bought it. I paid for it. It's September 28th, and I think Avocado's shooting it. So it's gonna be as good quality. But here's my point. What you just said: do the battles yourself. Do it yourself. Do your own event. Dizasters was telling us in this interview that it's good, but when you're an artist, there's so much that's even going into doing that. Even for him, just the one matchup, he hasn't even booked other battles. It just really hurts your creativity, and it doesn't see it lasting in the long run. It's really hard to mix a special kind of person to do something like that, like a John. You know, like it's not easy for everybody to be the boss and the owner, be the boss and the worker. You know, you're the boss and you're the employee. You're performing on your own card too. It's creatively it's stifle. It can be stifling. He said so.
Disasters. This isn't the first time he's taken these steps, and he's actually taken real action. This is real action here. So he's testing the waters out. I salute him. I like that.
I don't like Disasters.
Yeah, we know you don't. Yeah, for no reason. But
well, put all this.
Oh,
yeah.
What does that got to do with what he's doing? Yeah. Forget about it.
Well, I want to explain, but you start your shit, Yorkie, and relax.
I see where this is going. Go ahead. Go ahead. By the way, he was out here. The interview was done by one of my favorite ballers.
Just be quiet for a second. Put the fucking muzzle on, and let me talk.
You could have just kept going, but go ahead.
I don't like Disaster.
He's Mount Rushmore.
I respect this shit. I respect the move. I respect seeing certain things that I don't follow him or anything, so I can only go off what I see people retweet on my timeline. I respect that he keeps trying to take his destiny in his own hands. I respect that. I do have a problem with this whole gimmick, but I'm going to overlook it for the second. When I say gimmick, I'm talking about him really going against a midget. Like,
what was him battling the blind guy? Tensai.
Hold on.
What's the difference?
Hold on. My only issue with this I think that he has an opportunity right now to put on one or two of the unknown guys in battle rap on the West Coast. Even though he's only asking for $10, I think that he can go and get 2 other battles from guys no one knows on the West Coast.
In fairness to him, he did say he wanted to do that. He had a couple battles in line, and they both fell through, and he just ain't got time to keep doing this right now.
He's 100% right.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a couple more battles, to be fair.
Now, and that's cool. I don't think he should put a bunch of. I think he should get 2 battles, even if they're 1-rounders. I think a guy like Active, who he's cool with, I think that would be dope. I'll take it a step further. I really think that they have a cool enough relationship that I think if he was to ask Danny Myers to do it, Danny would do it. I'm sure
Danny's gonna be there. Huh? I'm sure Danny will be there watching.
But knowing Danny Myers, if he was to ask him to do him some sort of favor, Danny's in it for the competition. Not that he don't want any money. I'm not saying that.
And it is like it's in 2 weeks. So you know.
Yeah, I think, and I'm hoping so, because I think this is an opportunity. Again, I don't like the matchup, but
I hearing this guy's fire, man. I'm hearing he's fire.
Yeah, I mean, but let's just say he is
a little person.
My point. I respect that Disaster's going for it. I respect that a lot.
I want your opinion on. Forget that. What I said about them, about you saying people should do it on their own, but he's saying it's not that. It's hard to juggle both creatively.
It's all right. Like I've said 1 trillion times. I've thrown events. I know how it can be. But here's the thing. I understand. Sometimes you have people around you, you know what I'm saying, who can do certain things for you, and it's not a big deal. You know what I'm saying? Let's just say, example, I just come out to people and just say flat out, Visual and DM me. I'm doing an event on this day at this time. I really just need your help, and all I need you to do is call these guys right here to follow up to make sure we're on the same thing. You have fans out there who would do that shit for free. Yeah. So I think that I know how stressful and how hard it is to throw an event. I know. But at the end of the day, should you allow that to mess with your creativity? No. And the reason why I don't think it would, if he was to throw, let's say, 2 or 3 events on his own, I think he would get the better hang of how to work all of it out. You know what I'm saying? It's easy. It's pretty easy to separate time. It's just like a job schedule. Hey, on this day, from this time to this time, I'm only working on what has to do with the event. The rest of the day, I'm working on creativity. So if you take 3 days out of your week to do that, you can do it. Especially if you don't put a whole fucking lineup.
Yeah.
If you do your battle and you set up 2 other battles, and you can make this work. After that, you come across fans or even friends who say, I respect what you're doing. Is there something I can do to help?
The way I look at it is, I think there's some people who can do it, sure. But I got a cousin, bro. He's a worker, bro. He can't be a boss. He's tried being a boss. This doesn't work. Some people they just want to, like people at my job, they want to come in, they clock out, and they go in. A lot of, even Iron Solomon kind of said it, like in that interview with you guys, that he said that he don't really like doing the promotion stuff because he just thinks about it. I'm just a rapper, bro. I just want to come and rap and dip. A lot of people have that mentality, and me being I wrote a few songs in my day, and it does, I could see where that where just dealing with when you're in that creative space and just dealing with regular work or anything just really messes you up. Like, I honestly retired rapping almost when I opened the bar up because I really didn't have no time to be writing stuff like that. So you love DM me, you know that. But I don't know, man. I don't think it's for everybody. I think this is what I want to say. So Danny Myers recently said that him and B-Dot got an extra paycheck, a bonus check from URL off pay-per-view money.
Oh,
yeah.
So this is not. So he was saying this is not like they're not giving some money back. You know, he said him and B Dot got a check. They got paid twice for their last performances. They got a check a month later, and this was from pay-per-view residuals. So, or whatever he said, pay-per-view bonus. So it's not like they're. I mean, we don't know the whole story. That's another thing. So it's like, I don't know.
That's why I don't want to get into that shit.
I'm saying, but you know,
that's
can
why
we talk about the trailer though.
That's why
the trailer.
All of this happened. When all of this happened, that's why you didn't see me put out no fucking. I didn't put out nothing. I saw everybody run to their cameras for the hot take.
Listen,
right.
Yes,
you too. Yes,
I was right.
Yes, you too.
And right.
And at the end of the day, my whole thing was people don't have fucking facts. People don't have facts. How can you really speak on something with no facts? Because I don't want to lose my train of thought on this. I've been hearing all these dudes talk that West Side shit and this and this. I still don't see why the fuck they ain't get together and do their event yet.
They are. It's in the work.
Hold on.
I just heard the interview.
Hold on. Now, this right here should be the starting point. Right here. Like, I'll give you an example. Like, even right now, I still officially own a business. You know what I'm saying? A lot of shit went left and it didn't happen. But I was opening a sneaker store. At the end of the day, this is what happened. It was a bunch of shit that I was doing. I had an investor, business partner, and I was doing most of the legwork, doing this and this. There was times that products had to go get picked up, and I couldn't do it. But I had a friend or family member around at the moment that I said, hey, look, I need this done real quick. You think you can help me out? Because there are people around you, whether you see it or not, who want to support you. And they can't always do, you know, I have one family member who doesn't go to, you know, they're into church. They don't go to the events that I threw. You know what I'm saying? But when I was speaking to them, just trying to get game on certain promotional aspects, because they promote, you know, Christian events, that was some game for me to learn. So more of the story is there's some sort of help all around you, one way or another. And I understand, because I agree with DME 100%. I have tried to I've had plenty of business dealings, and I've tried to put other people
in position, right?
Power.
Right. It doesn't work.
And DME's 100% right. Some of these people are career workers. There is nothing wrong with that.
There has to be a balance. We have to have workers, you know?
Yo, there is nothing wrong with that. But what it is then utilize them in a proper way. So if I'm Disaster, let's just say I have, because right now we are currently dealing with one, which I won't name. But sometimes you have a super fan who might be a little different than everybody else. You mean to tell me you can't talk to that one person and say, hey, I need some flyers being handed out today. At this time, at this place, I'll give you a few dollars. You know how many people would jump to that? Oh shit, what? Fuck yeah, let me go help you. Let me go. So I'm not saying to use people in the sense of asshole, like being an asshole. I'm not saying that. I'm saying you can involve people.
No, listen, if you want something done, you can get it done, man. There's excuses. Anything can be done. That's the point. Can we talk about this the card, the rumored card though? Okay, because you just said that Danny, they need to do it. They are doing it. There's been a lot of problems. Disaster talked about it. It was an hour interview. He went into full detail about all the problems they're having, but they're close to coming up. But I want to talk about the potential card. This is supposed to launch their little left side connection deal. It's 7 of them. B-Dot, Danny, Ilmac, what, Nene? Leave me alone. And 7 other guys, right? Rum Nitty's one of them. So anyways, here's the potential battles. Danny Myers, or no. First Geechee. Oh, Geechee guy's part of it. Geechee, Sue Surf. All right, that's one. Then you got a B-Dot and well, Disaster wants Twerk. All right, he wants Twerk, and he wants to battle Twerk. So then you got Red and Ilmac maybe. Then you got who else is from Jersey? They were saying who else is from Jersey battlers? Shotgun Suge. You got Shotgun Suge. It might be B-Dot Suge. They might do that. Anyways, they're going to do either 5 or 7 battles, all West Coast versus New Jersey guys, California versus New Jersey. That's basically. Oh, Daylight's part of it, and he's supposed to battle. I forgot who they were saying. Who else is out there? Who am I missing from Jersey?
Red.
No, I mentioned Red. They're talking about Ilmac and Red.
Arsenal's the only other one.
Arsenal. No, Arsenal's definitely down. He said he talked to Arsenal. The Arsenal's in it.
I campaigned Ilmac Red. I was the originator of that shit.
Ilmac Red?
Yeah.
Say it again, Visual.
Well, then who heard you? Guess
everybody.
Everybody.
Everybody heard him.
Responded too.
Oh, did he? When did you do that?
This was a while ago.
Oh, a while ago. Okay. Well, maybe Disaster heard you.
This was around the time.
I thought you watched everything, DME.
This was after Champion of the Year. But I said that Ilmac put a stop to this.
I watch everything, but my memory's bad. I've probably seen that. But, oh, yeah. See, I remember that now.
Listen, two things I don't like here. First off, salute to those guys. I think this is an awesome idea. Again, I don't think they should be trying to involve Smack unless they have to.
I think it's more they have to with all the names they want. But they said that it's going to be like a Smack sponsored event. It's not really like it's a little bit different, like the work. Well, I mean, if you can figure out, because Disaster's all about, trying to do his own thing, and I don't.
And I want him to, dear me. I want him to. That's why.
But if you have to collaborate with URL,
why the fuck or anybody else?
Because how you gonna get? You can't get Sue Surf. He's not coming. He's not coming without URL. He's a URL baby. You can't get Shotgun Shook. He just got blocked from being on the Moot card. So you have all these issues of getting blocked and people can't go. Not almost every battler we're talking about is like URL bound, except maybe Red. Like
then you don't have to do it right now. Then
they wanted but they've been wanting to do it for 2 years now.
Then set that for So then set that for the spring or something. Find out what's up with these guys' contracts. Get together, figure it out, and do it on your fucking own. Do it on your own.
But it's a lot easier to get sponsored by URL with the battlers they want to use. It is. It's simple facts. You're talking about, like, okay, say you book Shook, right? Now he gets blocked. It's just like, look what RBE had to deal with. Now you don't want to deal with all that stuff when you're battlers. When you're battlers, like I just said, it's hard, man. You want all these 7 battlers, and they got other shit going on. Daylight's doing music. B-Dot's doing music. Ichi's doing music. Now they're promoters and battlers and they're artists. They're doing shows. You're putting a lot on their plate. So I don't see the hurt in involving them. And we don't know what kind of deal he has with them. We don't. I don't know. Hopefully it's a good deal. He's not getting ripped off, but I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I think we wanted these guys to do a little too much, man. You got to forget that.
I think that it doesn't take you out of the fucking mentality like that. I think it doesn't. You're always gonna find a way to have to involve somebody else. And
didn't we try this with Ether and stuff like that? And
listen, man, I hate that shit with a passion.
I think you kind of have to work hand in hand somehow. You can't just
not all the time. Not all the time, because bitch, well, okay, a card like that will cost a lot of money, unless of course you're talking to guys and figuring out, hey, this is something everybody can get a piece of. Some guys are with it, man. My thing is, out the gate, you don't have to do this this monumental battle. You don't have to do that. Everybody you mentioned could be a headline on a different card that you throw in the building process. Why do they have to all be on the same card?
That's the point of it.
On the same card is where you feel you got to bring somebody else in. The whole point of doing it on your own is being independent of the league. Being under your own fucking flag, not under somebody else's. One way or another, there will be a Smack or URL motherfucking logo on that.
Probably.
How is that breaking free? I don't understand that.
Maybe they don't want to break free. Maybe they just want to throw some events and make some bread.
Then the complaining has to stop.
Who's complaining?
Fuck. You're right, DMV.
It's like you got Shady Records, right? Shady Records could do it on his own, but Interscope or Electro or whatever the hell is still stamped on the CD covers. They're still working with the big network.
That's how it is in all music, basically. Yeah, all the rappers don't. None of them own their own label. You know, they work under Interscope or Atlantic or all these other companies. And all the battlers that in the left side connection, we're not the ones complaining. All right, it was the URL guys complaining. Disaster was the one who came on and said, "You stop counting pockets, do your own thing." Danny Myers wasn't complaining. B-Dot wasn't complaining. None of these guys were. This was all T-Top and Suge and New Jersey Twerk and Jack Boy Maine. This was all those guys, bro.
You just named two of the guys who's supposed to be on this card, though.
No. I'm saying the people from the left side, the people putting it together. This isn't Jersey's card. They're just being invited to it.
Disaster. I understand that. I heard all of that. I still think it falls under the wrong idea. How is that independent? I don't fucking get it. So at the end of the day, here's my thing. Again, it's no secret how I look at Disaster, but the idea is fire. Trying to execute is fire. I just think keep the same mentality. You don't have to involve these guys, man. You just fucking don't. There's other ways to do things, man. Find another fucking way. That Patreon thing, like, I just don't understand. There's a few of these guys who you mentioned who have a Patreon. I know Ilmac definitely does.
Yeah, it's Behind the Bars series and stuff like that. Yeah.
And at the end of the day, there's different ways to do it. You don't have to come out with the fucking haymaker out the gate. You don't have to do that.
Well, I mean, the idea was he just wanted to. The idea is Jersey versus Cali for the first card, and then he said he got 1,000 ideas, but that's sticky though. You got another thing. It's being consistent, man. Like you got to give it like you can do a pay-per-view here and there, but are you gonna have that drive like King of the Dot URL and them have RB have to continuously have consistent events? That's the key to selling pay-per-views. You know, you got to be consistent. I don't care what anybody says. The URL name, the King of the Dot name. Their name in itself sells some pay-per-views. Not everybody only buys it for the names. The people do buy it because they trust the name. All right, if I buy this, it's going to look good. It's going to look crisp. You know, I think we lose focus here in thinking that the brand names don't mean a thing. It's like saying the NBA don't mean nothing. Let all the basketball players just go do their own league. You know, everybody just everybody's independent and everything. That's not even how it works in any aspect of anything.
Hear me. I'm not saying that. And again, where you put yourself in a space to fail, or you put yourself in a space to need the people you allegedly trying to get away from, is when. What?
Your whole thing is that you're saying that they're complaining about it, so don't want to hear it. That's right.
I'm talking about battle rappers. I'm not talking about specific names right now. If the battle rappers have an issue with things in general, and there's a way to do it, fucking do it.
Well, I agree with that. I mean,
but you're right with the consistency about being able to do it consistent. But that only goes back to cost and effect. And at the end of the day, this is what it is. When you come out the gate trying to do this big fucking Summer Madness type of card, because that's what that is, a Summer Madness type card. When you're sitting here trying to do that, there is no way to do that independently. Unless everybody's willing to just bank on the back end. But here's the thing. You don't have to do that first. You don't. You can build slowly, till you can do it. Why? I don't understand. Like, they all have their own following. You have fucking a hardcore fan base who will fucking really rock with you. But when you come out the gate trying to throw haymakers instead of jabs, chances are you're gonna fucking lose.
Well, the midget battle is Disasters haymaker. I mean,
please stop saying that too.
Yeah. Well, are you scared? What do you hate midgets like Arsenal? What's wrong with this battle rap?
No.
Why does battle rap community not like midgets?
Midgets don't like being called midgets, my man.
Oh, I don't care, man. I grew up calling them midgets. I'm gonna continue calling them midgets. I don't care. What are we doing, PC? No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. All right.
Hold on.
What do they like to be called? Sizably challenged? Like, what do we call them?
They like being called little people. That's number one.
That's even more. I don't like calling them little people. That sounds offensive to me.
Hold on. Listen.
Little people.
But it's not up to you to say what's offensive, man.
Yeah, it is.
You can't tell those people what they want to be called. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, man?
The guy doesn't care.
Listen, it don't matter. That's not why I'm asking you to stop repeating it. I'm asking you to stop repeating it.
I had no idea till today that midget was a bad word. I didn't know that. I had no idea. Listen, I swear to you, I did not know that.
Listen, it's not the point. It's the point that you keep saying it, number one. And number two.
Bro, I'm 40 years old, and you're going to tell me when I'm 40 that there's a word I can't say? Hell no. There's no way.
Can't teach an old dog tricks.
Dear me, there are fucking racists out there who say shit like that.
Midget is not a racist thing, man. You guys got to stop with this, man. That's crazy.
I don't give a fuck. That's not the point.
You do care. You care.
No, I don't. Listen to what I'm saying to you. I am trying to convince myself to support this shit on somebody I don't fucking like. And then you keep reminding me that this shit sounds like a gimmick.
That's racist when I don't like Disaster.
How the fuck is that racist, man? Yo,
it's the same way of saying.
Let's move on.
So you have a problem with it being a gimmick? Because it kind of.
Yes. Let's move
on.
You
didn't like none of the guy, the censor guy who's blind. You don't like any of his battles? That's all gimmick battles, bro.
Disaster's done so much. He has to keep.
He said these are the 3 of his best rounds ever.
Yo, can I tell you something?
They all
say that. They all say that. I don't want to hear that. They all say that.
So let's move on. Jay didn't like Disaster versus Dumbfounded, probably.
Let's move on.
You didn't like that one. You didn't like Disaster Iron Solomon. That's a gimmick versus the Air.
Let's move on.
I love gimmick battles. Let me put that out there. I love it.
Let's move on.
You like gimmick battles, Viduel?
I think they're acceptable and done well a lot of times.
They're not all going to turn out like the Halloween debacle that we had. What was that? Did you remember that?
Not all daylights.
Every single one of them people should have got slapped. They should all been slapped.
Why?
Let's move on. Hold on. I don't have nothing else to say on this. This is what I'm saying, though. This is the very last thing I have to say. As much as I don't like the dude, I can only salute the dude for what he's trying to do. I think it's a dope idea. I think he just has to put the parts to the side that he don't like, work through that, because what he is trying to do is an awesome thing, and it's the first step in the right direction. That's all I have to say about that.
And the footage he said is going to drop coinciding with the body release on November 2nd. So, he's doing that. So he hasn't figured out how he's gonna, where he's gonna release it first. Probably his channel. He doesn't know yet.